And I'm Jason Feckner. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. A newly released video at the center of a civil rights investigation that looks into the beating of a shoplifter by Davenport police.
News 8's Chris Miner is here with more on what that video shows and what the woman and police say happened. Good evening, Chris.
Hello, Denise. You know, Brandy Riddell has a history, a criminal history, and she readily admits that she was stealing at the Von Mauer store in North Park Mall back in February, caught on security camera stuffing clothes in her baby stroller. But when police arrived to arrest her, things went from bad to worse.
It was crazy.
Brandy Riddell was punched in the head and face while being questioned for shoplifting by a Davenport police officer, while another held her legs, all caught on video at the Von Mauer store in Davenport.
I was asking him, why was this happening? Why was this going on? I was crying, I was screaming, you know, begging for somebody to help me, anybody.
Riddell was taken to the hospital, then jail. She says she's lost 60% of her vision from the blows.
He hit me 4 times. He did. Yes, he did. Not Jacobson, Officer Crow.
The officer, Scott Crow, said in his report that he hit Riddell because she bit his finger, but the video shows him lunging at her, hitting her with both hands, making contact first.
I admittedly bit him at that point, yes, because I had tried everything else to get some help, and nobody in the room, be it the Von Mauer people or the officers, would do anything.
Riddell says Officer Crow copped an attitude early on when she was on the phone with her baby's father, a man well known to police.
And he's like, oh, you're associated with him. And I said, yeah. And he said, well, this is about to get really ugly really quick.
A case of police brutality, open and shut. And this is not the only case. This is just one of the cases that just happened to be videoed.
No criminal charges were ever filed against Officer Crow, though there was some sort of disciplinary action taken. The chief isn't saying exactly what that is, and he remains on the force here today.
This is a case where our policies were violated. We investigated it, and we instituted discipline accordingly.
Can't tell me how he was punished.
I cannot. It's a personnel matter, and we do not discuss or release personnel matters.
I'd like to see Officer Crow fired, but I just don't think that that's going to happen at this point. So I guess all people can do is band together and say we're not going to take this anymore.
Chief Donchez tells me that both officers are back on the streets on patrol right now. He says that he has fired 10 people in his 5.5 years as boss, and says this case did not merit anybody losing their job, and cites the fact that Riddell did, as you heard, bite one of the officers. Meanwhile, I've learned that a federal civil rights lawsuit is in the works against the police department. 2 sides to every story, but we'll see what happens. Jason.
Thank you, Chris. Across